relief that Naresh Bhatt remains where he needs to be, which is in custody. So thank you to the Commonwealth. Thank you to the judge. We know this isn't based on our wishes. This is grounded in law, and we need to go on record and say that. There were a lot of things that came out in court today that we were not expecting. Mr. Bhatt's defense attorney went on the record calling this a, quote, media frenzy, making accusations that Chief Lugo was pressured into taking action, and really, I think, shamed the community for the hard work that has been happening. And you know what? We were vindicated. This is not a media frenzy. This was not based on pressure. This is based in case law and statutes. And again, Mr. Bhatt is where he needs to be. The judge went on the record saying that he did meet the two statutes. Hear this loud and clear. He is a danger to society. He is a flight risk, and he needs to stay locked up. We're certainly opening to take questions or share anything that we heard in the hearing today.
Holly, your reaction to what we've heard in court today about the Google searches, that was new for everybody today. What is your reaction to that?
One, thank you to the Secret Service. This was the first we heard that the Secret Service was a partner in this investigation. And I will say I was astonished. I think it goes to show perhaps premeditation. Again, we are not the judge or the jury, but it does sound like there's indication of premeditation. The Google searches made it clear that in April, Mr. Bhatt was looking to see how soon can I remarry after my spouse dies, and what does it mean when your wife dies or your spouse dies, something to those. And that was in April. Please know, we're standing here in August, so I think it does allude to premeditation.
Yeah, indeed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We were so nervous when he was showing all details of this is not right and so on. Absolutely. I was shaking like crazy. I turn around with all my friends, my community people here. We are standing beside each other and pulling our hand and praying. Let me make it clear, prayed. Because when defense was saying so many things, I was shaking. Let me make it clear. It was very painful to hear that.
Also, I mean, for the first time, we actually heard, what's been talked about a lot, but the actual domestic violence that was going on actually now presented. I think now that it's being as evidence, I know you guys have been hesitant because, you didn't want to talk beyond what you could, but now hearing that this is part now of the case that they're looking forward, I mean.
Again, this was read into the record, and I wrote it down. Mamta was a victim of domestic abuse. It is in the record. We've been trying to respect her privacy, and all of us have seen and heard and gotten text of things that we did not want to share to respect her privacy. But you know what? It is in the record. She was abused. She was abused by Naresh. And we know that going forward, we aren't afraid to speak up and call him what he is. He's an abuser.
Holly, specifically February, I mean, this is a date that multiple people are telling me she was really struggling in February in these months, and everyone was reaching out, giving her resources. I mean, just talk about how difficult it was also being that person or ally, her friend, and knowing, that, and then knowing what happened months later.
Yeah, I think for me, I feel this unintentional wave of kind of victim shaming and blaming, and I want us to not do that. Mamta was offered resources. She had a huge circle of support. Why she wasn't able to take action and leave, that's not for us to question. So I ask that as we go forward, we can say we surrounded her with love, but let's not try to victim shame and blame. But the truth is, yes, February was a critical time that she was reaching out for support, and for whatever reason, she didn't move forward with those actions. I mean, I think our first focus, and you can see there's a community standing here, we will be in court. We are Mamta's voice. We are going to look Naresh, whether it's in the back of the head or the front of the face. We are here for Mamta. But even more importantly is making sure that their daughter is cared for. We've all really shifted gears. We have a GoFundMe that you guys can find. As of this morning, we've collected over $200,000 to go to the baby, and that's really our goal. What we can do to honor Mamta is to make sure her daughter has the best future possible.
And have you gotten any updates on when her mom and her brother, when they're expected to?
Yeah, I think we're not comfortable to go on the record with those details.
And at this time, we do want to have a justice for Mamta, and that's what we are focused on. And at this time, we do want to focus on justice for Mamta, and this is why our whole community is rally for this. And we want her back. We want her home back. We want to find her. We want to bring her back, and that is our main focus as well in that area.
Yeah, and I think
At this point, what does justice look like to you at this point?
Definitely have him pay for the price for what he has done. And that is very, very important. And I think Commonwealth are doing a wonderful job.
Yeah,
I think. And
we need him prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Again, it was referred to that we are putting pressure that, Chief Lugo feels like he needs to rush to press charges. That's not true. We want more charges levied based on concrete evidence, knowing that may take time. But we feel comfortable that the Commonwealth is going to escalate charges up to capital murder, and we want him prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. But with that being said, we have to respect that this is not our case. This is held by the Commonwealth, and we're going to be here to support the Commonwealth.
Absolutely. At any moment, the evidence that was presented by the public defender, did it sway you at all? The why he sold the car, why he was attempting to sell the house? Did you find any validity in hearing their side of what he said?
No, I think it made me angrier. I understand his defense attorney should be there fighting for him and not to diminish that at all. With that being said, I think he said some things that were categorically untrue and hurtful. He categorized the blood that was seen as the home as a nosebleed. It's not a nosebleed, right? The Commonwealth used Blue Star technology. They will bring that into court as evidence when the time is right. But to diminish what happened to Mamta and refer to it as a nosebleed is an insult, right? No one's going to get arrested because someone had a nosebleed. So we know there were volumes of blood, there were pooling of blood, there were things that we don't want to know about. But, I think a little shame should come to the defense for minimizing what the burden of evidence is.
One thing they mentioned is from the rocking wheelchair was there was a clear indication of the body was dragged to the bathroom. That was clear. But what do you say about that? Because they say probably there was an incident happened somewhere next to the wheelchair and was dragged to the bathroom probably.
Yeah, I think we have to rely and wait for the forensics to come out. Again, we're lay people in the community. It does appear that whatever happened in the master bedroom and then continued into the master bathroom. But again, the burden is on the Commonwealth to bring in that concrete evidence.
And I'm sure that...
Any chances we're going to find her body?
I hope so. I hope so. And let me tell you, I'm tired of her being referred to as a body or a body part, as his defense counsel referred her to. She is a person. She is a loved one. We need to bring her back. To the best of our ability, we want every bit of her back for her family.
Absolutely.
My name is Prava. Last name is Duja. Absolutely. Prava, Prabhattarai is my middle name, and my last name is Deuja. Absolutely, I'm a community member, definitely. We're part of the family. We are the family here. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for giving this time.